Thank you, Makhubele, and my greetings to all the viewers. I think first and foremost, we came here as human beings to offer our condolences. This is a tragic event, and kids that are involved. As a city, we feel the loss, and we also are with them in our prayers. I think that's a message that we want to send to them. Second to that is to understand the type of assistance that they need at this stage, as families. Some of them are going through traumatic time right now. They may need counseling. Some of them financially, they are going through difficulty in carrying out what is facing them before them in terms of the funeral arrangements and, gathering the families as we normally do in our African culture. So we are here with some supplies that we are coming to drop off for the families and also to understand what do they need for the funeral. We know some of them don't have, so we're going to be donating, assisting them to ensure that our children are buried in dignity. And third is to come and appeal to the community that at this time we truly do not want to resurrect issues of unrest and violence, especially against foreigners. And it's a time where everybody has mounting rage on a number of stuff, whether it's social ills, what's happening in our communities, unemployment, etc. And it's very easy to channel that negative frustration towards what has happened with these foreigners. So we're appealing for calm. We're appealing for everybody to allow the investigations to unfold. We understand that samples of some of the biscuits and whatever the kids ate have been taken for testing. The police are on the case. Please, let's allow them to come back to us and tell us exactly, precisely what has gone wrong. And let us not jump to assume because somebody is a foreigner and they own this shop, therefore, it follows that whatever they are selling in there could have been the poison. Yes, we know from face value, from what we are hearing, that it's food poisoning. But until we get those facts, we cannot react even as a city. But let me assure the community that whatever the findings are, the city will take the appropriate actions to ensure that justice is brought to book. The people that are guilty must be dealt with. And I also, as my last parting shot to this, to tell the public at large to say this matter is not just about one spaza shop. It talks to a plethora of issues that we've been facing and saying as a nation. How are we controlling our borders? How are we ensuring proper documentation? Our own processes and governance structures. How do we approve licenses for some of these shops? How do we test and inspect the food that is consumed, especially in our townships and informal settlements? I know big businesses would have processes that would tell them this has reached its end of life, end of shelf, remove it from the shelf, etc. Don't consume this anymore. But how do we ensure those processes in many townships and many informal settlements around the city and around the country, those processes are happening? So this just tells us and reveals our own inadequacies as well, that we need to seriously look at and respect human life.
But wouldn't you say it's a bit too late to speak? I mean, these incidents have been taking place in township for quite a long time, and now we have grade ones that are affected. Why has it taken so long to look into controlling what's being sold in the spaza shops, especially as expiry date is concerned, like what you're saying?
Look, yes, it is too late because lives have been lost. This could have been prevented if people were doing the jobs that they're supposed to do. I think, like anything else that's happening around this nation, we always are reactive to matters instead of proactively managing the processes that people are employed to do. And those questions we are asking now, not just in the city, it's provincial issue, it's national issue. We are asking to say, really, who was accountable to ensure that that food is looked at, and what are we going to do going forward? It's too late to talk about it now. Some people are mourning, I get that, and I sympathize with that, but we are where we are, and we just have to turn the corner. It's unfortunate that we always have to react to tragic incidents before people can do their jobs.
Can we trust that you'll be holding people responsible, especially those that are supposed to be making sure that these spazas are controlled?
We are talking to our Department of Social and Health, etc. They're going to give us a report on what has happened. Yes, we are going to be holding them accountable. And this is something that has been burning in my heart, and I'm going to be appealing to national government as well. oversight must be looked at in this nation and how we conduct it. We have to be able to give the departments like legislatures, whether it's city or provincial or national, teeth to be able to hold people accountable. Because it's not enough for me to ask questions and you give me answers, and I can't do anything about the answers that you give me. I must then refer it to somebody else. I can't hire, fire, I can't impose any penalties on you. And this is the weakness of our oversight, and it's legislated in that manner. That's why you find people are reluctant and they know nothing is going to happen to them, whether they've done this or not. We're just going to write letters, scream and shout, and it goes like that, because there's no provision in law that says this is the action that you take, you know. And I think those are the, if there is a legacy that I would like us to look at and to leave as a Speaker of Joburg, we need to look at how legislature holds mayors, councillors, premiers, MECs, president, ministers accountable in a real sense, not superficial. I've asked questions, I've sent a report. That period is over now. We're facing a crisis as a nation where people they do not want to account. And they get away with everything and with murder. And this is murder, basically, that somebody is getting away with. What are we going to do about it?
Thank you very much.